Hello, today I'm just wanna show you a very quick demo about grading workflow. Just where some very basic techniques that you better remember really well and really familiar with. So I will do it really fast, but it's all very essential techniques. Okay, I will explain it a little bit so you can understand it better. Okay, the first is this existing service, and this is the land I'm trying to grade. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do 2% down from this corner to this corner. Okay, so first step, definitely feature line. Right, any line you want to change to feature line. So feature lines from objects, and for the sites. Right now you can see here I have two sites. Let me delete it and use site one as the existing service, and I want to create new sites. That's actually always the first step you want to do. You want to create different sites for different per lengths. Okay, not like too much sites, but I just don't want to them overlap that much. Okay. For example, here I want to name it Terran. Create OK, and all this just keep it the same, and I want to give them an elevation from existing service and click OK. So they will have an elevation. So this is 30 and this is 17. So I want here is 2%. So make sure the tool we're gonna use is set elevation by reference, because these two, so you can set the elevation of these points by using this point as a reference, right? So right now it's -3. I click, I just change it to -2, okay, and hit enter, and then right now it's changed to -2. Okay. You can use quick elevation tool to check them. Actually, it's really important to click elevation editor, so you know each point's elevation, and also they will show up all the elevation points, okay, control points. And then what you do next is you select the feature line again, and you use set grading between points. So you want to look at the first points, hit enter or space, and then you just hover over the other points. So and these end points is selected, so they will select, basically they will choose all the points. Okay, and then they will have a number showing up, which is -1.4. So which means they will, if I don't change the grade here, I don't change the elevation of these points, so all the grades, right, it's gonna be 1.4. Okay, so let me click enter. Okay, let me check. So quick elevation, see here 1.4, 1.4. Okay, so these two sides have the same slope. Okay, very cool. So let's do the other one. Set it between points, which is, so click the first points, hit enter or space. The second one, hover over. The third one, click 1.4 again. Just click, hit enter, and go to quick elevation. You can see here is 1.4, 1.4 again. Okay, pretty cool. And then we can just look at it, this existing service, and you can see our feature line was there. Okay, our feature line is actually a little bit higher. You can see here a little bit higher than the existing service. Okay, and then what I do is, after the feature line is what we want, then we need to grade it. We can just go to grading creation tools. The first thing is always you want to create a grading group. You want to make sure it's the right site. Site one is for existing service, so I go to Terran. I want to create a grading. Let me get name Terran 1. Make sure I usually don't check this one, survey creation, because it makes your computer too slow. Okay, and I click OK. Service just EG. There are different criteria here. In this case, I'm going to use grade to service. You should be able to understand this. Then we use create a grading. Click, select the feature line, and click the site. I use apply to entire lens. Cut format, I use 30%, and field format 20% is good for me in this case. So they will create a grading group. You know, see here, have very smooth transition with the existing land. Okay, and then you know what's in between here, very easy, just create infill. That's it. Okay, very straightforward. Okay, then what's cool about this is you can do some subgrading. Just you know, I have this infill. You can further grade it by add another feature line. Okay, let me show you. You just create. Let's just draw. For example, I want to create a small hill here. You know, you just draw perfect, but okay. So okay, I have a small hill, and you wanna make a small hill in this grading group, right? You just create a feature line from objects again, and all this I'm saying. Make sure it's Terran, okay? Because we are in Terran right now, okay? In the Terran 1 is the grading group, and Terran 1 is in Terran, okay? So grading group is in the site, okay? Then click OK. And it's usually from service, and this time you want to use first from gradings, okay, which is this grading group. Okay, you click OK, and then you will find out we have a hole in here. Okay, so just like on our grading service on this land, okay, you can even like change it. For example, you can make it a little bit higher, like change them a little bit higher. Okay, so if you do that, let's see here, there were some changes. Okay, then what you could do is you can create a just small mount down here. You can use the grade to distance tool. You can create grading, right? Just ask you whether you want width, I don't want to change anything. So select the site. This is the site, internal lens, yes. You can find the distance. So 10%. Let me make it 15. So, and then they will create this kind of hills for you. Okay, and you can just infill. Okay, pretty cool. So in the end, what you have is all this stuff. Okay, you can find there's a small hill on here. Okay, if you change conceptual, you will find a very okay. Ignore these lines. Okay, these lines actually have no shape. It just okay. If you look at this, you will see that. Okay. All right. So what we do, we could so after this, so we feel this grading is pretty good already. Go to service and create service from grading, and this is the Terran one, right? You just click OK. Make sure you name it one. So we have service. Click OK. So we have this service, and it's very interesting. Hey, so things like this, right? See here we have this zigzag thing. We can always fix them later, alright, in Illustrator or other tools, but right now here's what we have, right? Alright, so so this was this, but what we can do is after you have a service, right, you can create a feature lines and then use trans feature line to break line to do some editing. Okay, if you look at the service, right, you can find out, see these lines, right? So these are all those lines. Or if you wanna to make them the shape you want. For example, if I just draw a straight line here to here, right? So you create a feature line from objects, make sure it's terrain, okay. From service is existing, and then you want to apply service as break line. Make sure you choose terrain one, click OK, and let's say break one, and distance 5. I will explain it right now. So you see here it changed. I click OK. What they do is, see here to here, there was a line, right? And every 5, see here, every 5 meters, this 5, this 5, every 5 meters, they will make a triangulation for you. Okay, so so the previous condition is the triangulation. It just starts from here to here. Okay, like this. Okay, right now it changes from here to here, here to here, here to here, and here to here, here to here, here to here. So you start from break line and you give more contour. Okay, break line is actually a line. It can be a line to, you know, define the surface. For example, you can change the elevation. You can make, for example, you can make here a little bit lower. Right? Just make it a little bit lower. And then you can rebuild it. Length, see here, you change it. You know, the turbo change. So that's how we handle things. All right. Let's just make it. It's sometimes it can give you big help. Okay. Let's just apply. So so make sure you use break line if you need it. Sometimes if it was a land, for example, this is a straight land. I want to, you know, the water drain to here. So let's say this is a drainage outlet, okay, like a hole, right? And all the water is gonna drain there, okay, drain up there. See here, this is 19. This is 23. Okay, so this become a very, very low point. Okay, by using this break line, right? I change this side lower, this side higher, and the break line will apply to the surface, and all the water will eventually drain down in here. Okay, just you imagine there is like pipe underneath there, so it become a hole, right? Drainage point. Okay, so when everything was good, we feel this service is perfect. We just create service. And name it final service. Click OK, and we just paste them. Just remember, when you paste them, the last service you pay always wins. Okay, so you want to paste the existing service and then paste proposed service. Okay, so this is existing line, and this is proposed. Okay, so you will see our finished land. Pretty cool. Not a bad one. This is kind of what we imagined, right? There's a small hill down here, and in here there's a drainage pattern inside of it. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's what we want, right? Here, you know, we'll drain down here, we'll drain down here, drain down here. The overall land is from here to here, which is 2%. Okay, pretty cool. And then if you want to draw a drainage, for example, I'll show you how to draw gutters. Okay, like trails, so linear drainage ways. Okay. For example, this is a drainage way, or it can be a trail or like a gutter trench. What you need to do is you just draw a feature line, create a feature line from objects. This time want to create a new site, which is drainage. This is important. Okay, you definitely want to create a new site. Okay, because I will explain it to you. So because see here, so if this turns to a feature line, but we have feature lines here, right, which is the length. This is the feature lines here. We don't want these two feature lines, interact with each other in this case. Okay, if we interact with each other, because these two feature lines are not in the same, we don't want them in the same height, elevation. Okay, you click OK. So this from Terran, we should, Terran want, no, we should make it a final service for this in this case, and then we click OK. Then it changed. Okay, and then you could open the elevation editor. Since it was changed, I just want to make it lower. Okay, so we could look at the slope, right? Let's say what's the slope between here. Set animation by reference. So let's say this is the point we want. So it's 4%. Okay, it's all 4%. If we look at it between, set right between points, click here, just click enter, just hover over points in between. Okay, click here. So specify grade of negative 3.2. Click enter. Then each part of this line is 3%, so it have this very smooth trench. And then we click the elevation editor, right? So we can just look at it. So this line was a little bit lower, but it's still close to the length. Okay. So the other thing we're gonna do is, it's very easy. We it's kind of different, but it's not hard. You need to use this step offset tool. Well, actually, let's try this. Let's just make it lower, like 2. Let's make 1. That's good enough to me. 1 meter lower, and then you can classify the offset distance. Let's make how about make 2. Click the side. Elevation distance 0. So I have so these two lines have the same elevation. Okay, it's like the a service for the bottom of the trench. Okay, and then you just need to create a feature line here and make sure it's drainage, all other things like that, and then you just draw. Well, let's do it again. Let's draw here, specify elevation, and draw here, specify elevation, and then this was a feature line. Okay, same of here. Create the feature lines, right? Create the feature lines here, and click here, specify the elevation, hit enter. Click here, specify grade 0. That's cool. So pretty cool. So then next we're gonna do is very easy. You select all these collecting features, right? Actually you just select one, and there is a tool called join. Just click here, then click here, then hit enter, and then all this feature lines join to one. Okay, it become closed feature lines, right? And then we could start grade them to the service. Okay. However, this time we're not in Terrain, we're in drainage. Okay. So we need a new group name, drainage. Okay. Click OK, because when you look at it, you could actually go to Fisherline properties. Well, go to even properties, I guess. See here, site is in drainage. Okay, so we have to make sure we create a grading group in the site. Okay, specific site. And then target service this time is final service. Okay, and then we can start grading it. Right, decide here, apply the timeliness, yes, cut format. Let's make it trendy. Field format, trendy, that's good. So they will do it for us. So we have this, and then just add an infill. There you go. So that's it. And this is group drainage, the same thing. We create a service from grading. It's drainage. Click OK. Give your name drainage. Okay, then click OK. Alright, so you can see here the drainage service is created. Okay, and you just the same thing, paste them in there, paste service. So this drainage, click OK. Okay, so in the end, let's see what we have. So we have this kind of land. If you don't want to look at this rail line, so you just see topo grad, you just hide them. See topo somewhere, yeah, see topo and see topo Fisherline cuts. So there you go. And for the drainage service, we could hide them, no display. So we have this sort of drainage things. Okay, pretty cool. Right, so that's what we have for now. Please, so this is kind of what we do. It's a simple version. It looks like it take a lot of time, but actually when you really do it, it doesn't cost that much time. Okay, this video take like 20 minutes, but when you do it, because I say a lot of things, but when you do it, maybe 10 minutes, right? But in the end, what you're gonna do is in these slides, okay, it's Fisherline, grading group, and then service. Okay, in Fisherline, you have to make sure you use different sites. You have to use different Fisherline editing tools like quick elevation, set grade between points, set elevation by reference. If you follow my video, you definitely know what this was. You have to understand these tools, okay? And then use different grading tools like grade to service, grade to distance, infill, right? And some grade editing tools. We didn't cover this yet, but in this video, but you should be able to know that. And also add feature lines to grading group. We did that. Convert the grading group to service. That's really important. And for the service, you should paste service together. You should learn how to use break lines to refine service shapes. That's how you do the lower points, right? Like lower drainage holes, right? Low point.